Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the third video of 21st module on consultation of teachers and administrators as an integral part of school counseling. In this video, we will learn about other approaches what a teacher can use in promoting life skills and adaptability, and also administrators as an integral part of school counseling. The learning objectives of this video would be to evaluate the crucial role of life skills in promoting the mental well-being of the student and apprise the role of administrators in the school counseling program. Now let us see some of the other approaches that can be used by teachers to promote life skills and adaptability in students. The first one is the Glacier's method. The model was developed by William Glacier. This theory is based on the self-making choices in relationships. Glacier in 1998 views that a student's maladaptive behavior comes as a residue of inability to handle the difficult relationships or the failure to meet his or her needs. Therefore, it is important to help the student focus and learn relationship-enhancing behaviors and to get insight of his or her needs and apply appropriate ways to meet them. Glacier insists teachers or counselors to be in a role to impart better, healthy ways to satisfy their needs and develop more pleasant relationships. Reality therapy claims that an individual's behavior is targeted towards gratifying the 5 universal basic inborn needs, that is survival, love and belonging, power, freedom and fun. This is also according to Glacier 2000. Glacier's quality school teacher paradigm is show what to do, explain how the objective is achieved, evaluate to see where there can be improvement, improve what they are doing, repeat the work until the objective is fully or partially achieved. Morse's life space concepts for troubled adolescents and students. The life space interview, that is LSI, was developed by Fitzgerald, a pioneer in psychoeducational interventions. A recent variation on the LSI is the Life Space Crisis Intervention, that is LSCI, developed by Nicholas Long, a student of Bill Morse who was a student of Fitzgerald. In these techniques, the student's reaction at the time of crisis is used to provide them insight on their behavior. It is important that the teacher or the counselor understands the crisis from the student's point of view so that they can help them make better choices during the time of crisis. This can also help the student enhance their self-esteem, reduce anxiety and change their behavior. There are 2 types of LSI. The first one is emotional first aid on the spot and the second one is clinical exploitation of life events. Now let us see the first one, emotional first aid on the spot. This is applied when the teacher expects to resolve the issue quickly, help student calm down and return to their activity. There are various types of emotional first aid. Depending on the situation, one of these is used, and they are reduce frustration, manage emotions, maintain communication, regulation of behavior and social traffic, and umpire services. Now let us see what is reducing frustration. Letting the student to express his or her emotions help them in calming down and regain control. When the student is calm, explain to them gently and firmly what must be followed and why it must be followed. Provide them with the direction. The second one is managing emotions. Offering support to the student when their suppressed emotions come out. Mostly this is used when the student feels being blamed or has any other personal issue. Encourage the student analyze through the events and focus on the perspective taking. Maintaining communication. It is important to try to keep the communication with the student. Let them keep talking, as in case of any interference, the student will discontinue. This will try to prevent the student from withdrawing communication with others. Regulation of behavior and social traffic. This is done by enforcing rules of the school and classroom. This type involves the continuous use of rules and guidelines by the emotionally stable adult. And the last one is umpire services. It is important for a teacher to be objective, make an impartial decision, and enforce it after having listened to all the points of views in case of conflict. Now let us see the second LSI, clinical exploitation of life events. In this, the teacher helps the student to have a better understanding, gain insight of their behavior, and help them to change their ways of acting. In this, the teacher must treat each situation separately and be flexible in their approach. There are some of the suggested methods for counseling the student who has gone through a severe emotional situation or has behaved in a bad manner. Depending on the situation, few or all of the approaches may be used, and they are reality rub, value repair and restoration, symptom estrangement, new tool salesmanship, and manipulation of the boundaries of the self. Now let us see about reality rub. In this, the teacher makes the student realize that his or her understanding of the problem was incorrect. The student is then explained the actual problem that is under discussion. Value repair and restoration. Here, the teacher helps the student develop control over their emotions, have better emotional responses to different situations. A lot of times, students do not know how to react to a situation. They may tend to show aggression and anger most of the time. By helping them control their responses, teacher tries to develop other aspects like empathy, respect, and trust. Next one is symptom estrangement. Sometimes students fail to understand that their behavior was unhealthy and how it may have been viewed by the others. The student is explained how their behavior was viewed and help them realize the problem. They are also provided alternative ways to respond to such situations. New tool salesmanship. In this interview, tools or ways of solving the problems are taken based on past experiences and tried in new circumstances. This can help the student to enhance their ability in problem solving. And the last one is manipulation of the boundaries of the self. This is used with two types of students. The first one is those who let them to be taken advantage by others, and other one is those who use others for their purpose. So, to begin with, the awareness is created about pattern of behavior and emphasize the need for intervention. Now let us see about the teacher power. The power base of teachers for the counseling role comes primarily from personal power and involves two types of empowerment. The first one is referent power and the second one is information power. Referent power is dependent on how much the student respect their teacher, how much they believe in their teacher. The relationship between the teacher and the student has a major influence on the student's behavior. The teacher should be able to show that they care for the student and want them to succeed. This would help develop their relationship. And the second one is information power. Teachers can influence the behavior of the student. Parents and students gain confidence in a teacher when they believe a teacher is unbiased, resourceful, and can help them in case of any problems or conflicts. This confidence can have a very positive influence on how a student behaves, how they approach the teacher in case of problem, and how they accept a teacher's suggestions or guidance. Now let us see the consultation of administrators as an integral part of school counseling. The main aim of schooling is to encourage the overall development of the student in academic, career and personal areas. Each student is different, so there is a need for different approach to address their needs. There may be situations where they would require teacher, student and parents to be involved. Administrators play a very crucial role in such instances. They should encourage and find ways to support these. The success and effectiveness of school counseling services is fully dependent on the goodwill of the school administration. The relationship of the school administrators and school counselor is significant in student success. To develop this relationship, communication, trust and respect, leadership and collaborative planning should all be a part of the relationship. As leaders in the school, administrators must often think and decide on the individual needs of the school. Accountability is adding to the pressure of administrators and can be the rationale for many decisions. There are ways of how administrators can support in school counseling. At the beginning of the year, have an agreement with the school counselor outlining all goals, objectives and responsibilities of the program. Find out ways to maximize the effectiveness of the counselor. The second one is review the list of duties. Third one is have direct counseling with the students. Have individual and group counseling with the students. In case these sessions are impacting the students' academic success, then find alternative ways to incorporate counseling. Check if the school program is positively impacting the students in their overall development. Be open to changes in the program based on the counselor's recommendations and feedbacks if it would benefit the student and the school. Effective school counseling should be part of the mission of the school program. These should be regularly evaluated and reviewed. Administrators should be open to changes to these programs as per the needs that arise. This would help them achieve the desired objective and be successful. In conclusion, the school counseling program strives to achieve the overall development and well-being of school children and students. For this, school teachers have to integrate with their administrators. The administrators have to set up resources to promote school counseling. School teachers and administrators need to work collaboratively with the school counselors at large and act as moderators to help students accomplish overall development and for ongoing learning. The key points of this module are: school plays an important role in the development of a student. Teachers not only impart academic knowledge, they also act as role models and mentors. Life skills should be given as much as importance in schools as any other field. Teachers can also play role of counselors by helping the students in different problem situations and shaping them to face the world. Administrators should support the counseling program by being open to change and should have qualified people running their school counseling program and should be regularly reviewed. I hope in this 21st module you have understood the concept of consultation of teachers and administrators as an integral part of school counseling and its importance. Thank you.